स्वराज्य साम्राज्य विभूतिरेषा भवत्कृपा श्रीमहिमप्रसादात् प्राप्ता मया श्रीगुरवे महात्मने नमो नमस्तेस्तु पुनर्नमोस्तु नमो नमस्तेस्तु पुनर्नमोस्तु नमो नमस्तेस्तु पुनर्नमोस्तु नमस्तस्मै सदैकस्मै कस्मै चिन्महसे नमः यदेतद्विश्वरूपेण राजते गुरुराजते यदेतद्विश्वरूपेण राजते गुरुराजते। हरि ओम तत्सत। जय। शांति पाठ ऑफ मुंडकोपनिषद। ओम भद्रं कर्णेभिः शृणुयाम देवाः।
ओम भद्रं कर्णेभिः शृणुयाम देवाः।
भद्रं पश्येमाक्षभिर्यजत्राः।
भद्रं पश्येमाक्षभिर्यजत्राः।
स्थिरैरङ्गैस्तुष्टुवांसस्तनूभिः।
स्थिरैरङ्गैस्तुष्टुवांसस्तनूभिः।
व्यशेम देवहितं यदायुः।
व्यशेम देवहितं यदायुः।
स्वस्ति न इन्द्रो वृद्धश्रवाः।
स्वस्ति न इन्द्रो वृद्धश्रवाः।
स्वस्ति नः पूषा विश्ववेदाः।
स्वस्ति नः पूषा विश्ववेदाः।
स्वस्ति नस्तार्क्ष्यो अरिष्टनेमिः।
स्वस्ति नस्तार्क्ष्यो अरिष्टनेमिः।
स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्दधातु।
स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्दधातु।
ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः।
ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः।
So the Upanishad starts with the sampradaya. I had explained one day that what is this sampradaya. Sampradaya means the Guru-Parampara. In Kathopanishad I have repeatedly stressed that how much they stress on a parampara, Anubhava Parampara, Guru Parampara. Why? Because this is not an objective knowledge which you can easily take and follow reading a book or listening to somebody like that. All the truths which are mentioned in the Upanishads, they have to be rediscovered by each practitioner, each seeker. It has to bear the confirmation of their anubhava. Before that, Shruti, Yukti, Anubhava or Shravana, Manana, Nididhyasana. Shruti, to listen to, read, and then Manana means to apply all our intelligence to think rationally about it, and then the last confirmation comes from our own anubhava or upalabdhi or experience, so to say. It's a knowledge experience. Now, suppose something is coming from an ancient time, over thousands and thousands of years ago, as we are saying that these Upanishads are prehistoric. Nobody knows when they were composed or when they were expressed. Our history is very short. We don't have the history even of, the history is Mahabharata, but we don't know otherwise from the objective part of it where it is. But all these books, all these mantras, they are with us. So they were there, but from when we don't know. It's extremely ancient. And all along it has been new. Had it not been, then it would not have been available now. You can think of anything in the culture, in our say, literature or songs. After some time, they become old. They are no more regarded by the society anymore. But how are these things still living in our society after thousands and thousands of years have passed? It shows that there is something, that itself, that it is very old and prehistoric, means that there is something very substantial. Otherwise people would have thrown it. We should think rationally about it. So, whenever it is said that from a long time this person has given it to A, has given it to B, B has given it to C, C has given it to D, and now I am telling you this. It gives a long background of how this knowledge has been continuing era after era. It proves the substance of the knowledge. On the other hand, what is the point in discussing this sampradaya? It ensures the shraddha in the listener. Shraddha means the listener who is listening to this must value it, otherwise he will not be able to have the benefit of it. This shraddha is most important. In Kathopanishad also I said that right in the beginning, shraddha adorned is in Nachiketa's mind, the Upanishad is saying. That means the shraddha towards what? Whatever he has learnt from the Guru, from the Shastras, that this is how a human being is supposed to live his life. This is the father's way. What he saw was not the way a good person should live. So what is this shraddha? The value of whatever the Shastras have said, whatever the Guru says. Unless this shraddha is there, we will not be able to remember anything. Why are we not able to retain? Everybody says that, Swamiji, we understand when you say, but we are not able to retain. We are not able to retain because we don't have the shraddha. We are not giving it the value it needs. It is a supreme knowledge. It has to be given the supreme position. It has to be given the supreme value. Once we give, then all other things we will forget, but we will not forget this. So, by presenting the sampradaya or the parampara, the Upanishads try to generate shraddha in us. In Bhagavad Gita also you will find that many of the chapters, they start with this parampara, that I was there even before this, and this has come down like this, like this. All the Rajarshis were carrying this knowledge. With time it has got forgotten. Like that Krishna is presenting in Bhagavad Gita everywhere, and that will attract Arjuna's attention. And it must, because only then the listener will be able to assign proper value to it. So the first two mantras of Mundakopanishad, this gives us the importance of this sampradaya. So two shlokas, they have two mantras they have spent for this sampradaya. Let us start, I will come back again. Om Brahma Devanam Prathamah Sambhabhuva.
Om Brahma Devanam Prathamah Sambhabhuva.
try to do in the same manner, otherwise chorus will not be harmonious. The way I am splitting, I am prolonging, do it in the same manner. Om Brahma Devanam Prathamah Sambhabhuva.
Om Brahma Devanam Prathamah Sambhabhuva.
Vishwasya Karta Bhuvanasya Gopta.
Vishwasya Karta Bhuvanasya Gopta.
Sabrahma Vidyam Sarva Vidya Pratishtham.
Sabrahma Vidya Sarva Vidya Pratishtham.
Brahma Vidyam Sarva Vidya Pratishtham. Brahma Vidyam Ditiya. Sabrahma Vidyam Sarva Vidya Pratishtham.
Sabrahma Vidyam Sarva Vidya Pratishtham.
Atharvaya Jyeshtha Putraya Praha.
Atharvaya Jyeshtha Putraya Praha.
I will repeat it. Try to follow with the same emphasis, same accent. Om Brahma Devanam Prathamah Sambhabhuva.
Om Brahma Devanam Prathamah Sambhabhuva.
Vishwasya Karta Bhuvanasya Gopta.
Vishwasya Karta Bhuvanasya Gopta.
Sabrahma Vidyam Sarva Vidya Pratishtham.
Sabrahma Vidyam Sarva Vidya Pratishtham.
Atharvaya Jyeshtha Putraya Praha.
Atharvaya Jyeshtha Putraya Praha.
He says that Brahma, the creator, Devanam Prathamah Sambhabhuva. Brahma is supposed to be the Swayambhu, that's the first born. Now I have told you so many times about this, that when we try to find out the ultimate truth, there is a logical flaw. Our causal logic will never take it to that. So we have to terminate the causal logic at a certain point. So we say Brahma, the original creator, is Swayambhu. He is born of himself. Because who created Brahma? Then again you go back to another. Then who created that? Again you go back, and it will never end. So it is assumed that the whole creation, which is under time and causal chain, moving under time and causal chain, there Brahma we are assuming as the first creator, the imaginary creator who has given birth to the world. That means the causality is starting from there. But when you advance in this philosophy and start understanding the truth, we have explained so many times that from Brahma onward up to the blade of grass, everything is within the ken of Maya, or in a way mithya. Not as you understand mithya, but in a way mithya. That means from Brahma, the creation is from Brahma to the minutest atoms and molecules, everything, whatever you can think of. And all that is just appearing in the consciousness, the ultimate Purusha, the Brahman or the Atma. The Atma is same as the Brahman, and in that Brahman or consciousness, the huge world with its creator Brahma is appearing in that. So, for a knower, from Brahma, the creator, up to the blade of grass, everything should be ignored. He will focus only on the soul, the Atma, the Brahman, the creation, the consciousness. So he says Brahma, who is the first of all the Devas. Devas means the natural powers, as we say, Indra, Varuna, Usha, etc. Brahma was the first power because he is giving rise to all other powers working in nature. Vishwasya Karta. He is the creator of everybody. Karta, he is running the whole world, everything. Bhuvanasya Gopta. He is maintaining all the lokas, the bhuvanas. That is, he has created and he is looking after also. Now, why suddenly they brought in Brahma? Because that is the most ancient, ultimate personality or individual we can think of. Now, what they are saying is this Brahmavidya is coming directly from Brahma. Now, what is this Brahmavidya? This Brahmavidya is also within the ken of Maya, but the ignorance is within the ken of Maya and the knowledge is also within the ken of Maya. This knowledge we need to deal with the ignorance. When the ignorance is removed, that knowledge also is to be dropped. Everything is within the ken of this apparent existence. So he says, Sab Brahmavidyam Sarvavidya Pratishtham Atharvaya Jeshta Putraya Praha. He says that Brahmavidya means the knowledge of truth, which is Sarvavidya Pratishtha. That means which is the substratum of all other vidyas. We have various other vidyas. We have astrology, we have physics, chemistry, mathematics now. Earlier days we had the science of pronunciation, the science of etymology, so many things. Nyaya, logic, etc. Whatever be the knowledge, on what these knowledges are based, is it not on the intelligence of our being? And where is the intelligence based? The intelligence, the source of intelligence is the consciousness. And what is Brahmavidya? It is the knowledge of that consciousness. So is it not the Sarvavidya Pratishtha? So Brahmavidya, which is the Sarvavidya Pratishtha, which is the substratum, the source, the building, the fundamental plinth of all other vidyas, that vidya Brahma gave to whom? Atharvaya Jeshta Putraya Praha. He gave this knowledge to his eldest son Atharva. His eldest son Atharva. Why they are saying all this Jeshta Putra and all? That means the Jeshta Putra is giving the maximum importance. It is all to emphasize the supremacy and importance of this Brahmavidya. That it is coming down from the Creator Himself. Actually, from where? It is coming down from our own consciousness, from the truth itself. The truth, when it expresses through the intelligence, it takes the form of this Vidya. So he gave it to Atharva. Now, this Mundakopanishad belongs to Atharva Veda. I told the last day that Rig, Sama, Yajuh and Atharva. Atharva is the fourth Veda. Mundakopanishad belongs to Mundakopanishad as well as Prashnopanishad. It belong to the Atharva Veda. So Atharva Rishi is the Rishi of this Upanishad, who is expressing the truth in this Upanishad. That is why he has brought in Atharva right in the beginning, that Brahma had given this knowledge. Brahma, who is the creator of this whole universe, had given this fundamental knowledge to his eldest son Atharva. Then what happened? Atharvaniyam prabadeta Brahma.
Atharvaniyam prabadeta Brahma.
Atharvatam purovachangire Brahmavidyam.
Atharvatam purovachangire Brahmavidyam.
Atharvaniyam prabadeta Brahma.
अथर्वणेयां प्रपदेत ब्रह्मा
अथर्वातां पुरोवाचाङ्गिरे
अथर्वातां पुरोवाचाङ्गिरे ब्रह्मविद्यां
सभारद्वाजाय सत्यवहाय प्राह
सभारद्वाजाय सत्यवहाय प्राह
सभारद्वाजाय सत्यवहाय प्राह
सभारद्वाजाय सत्यवहाय प्राह
भारद्वाजो
भारद्वाजोऽङ्गिरसे परावराम्.
He says, Atharvane yam pravadeta Brahma. Whatever Brahma told Atharva, his Jeshtaputra Atharva, whatever Brahma told Atharva, Atharvatam Pura Angire Uvacha. What? Brahmavidyam. What did Atharva do? In the ancient time, Atharva told Angira. Actually, it is from Angir Shabda, it is Angihi. Angire comes, Chaturthi Vibhakti comes Angire. So he told Angi the Brahmavidya, the same Brahmavidya which was given by Brahma, which came down from Brahma to Atharva. Atharva gave it to Angi. Then from him, this Angi, he gave it to Bharadvajaya, Satyavahaya. These are all Chaturthi because it is Dana, Sampradana Chaturthi. Satyavahaya Praha. Angi gave it to Bharadvaja, means Bharadvaja Rishi, his putra, his son is called Bharadvaja. So Satyavaha, who was the son of Bharadvaja, to him he gave, Angi gave the Brahmavidya. Bharadvajo Angirase Paravaram. That Satyavaha, who is the son of Bharadvaja Muni, he gave it to Angiras, who is now going to tell us. This Angiras is the, actually it is, should be Angira, like Nachiketas Shabda, we say Nachiketa, so the Prathama will be Angira. But we generally in English we say Angiras. So Angiras is going to start his lesson in this Upanishad. How did Angiras get this Brahmavidya is so much of detail is given. That is why I said that they give so much of importance to the Parampara or Sampradaya, because this knowledge, it has to come down from one to the other in a very pure form. As long as the adhara, the receptacle is not pure, if the knowledge is given in it, it will get purified, it will get polluted. There will be so many mistakes coming in. That is why in a spiritual life so much of purity is emphasized, is insisted upon. Why sannyasa has taken so much of importance in our country? This knowledge could have been taken by the scientists and all, even without living a proper pure life. But why that purity is emphasized so much? It is because if it is given in an impure receptacle, by the pollution of the receptacle, the knowledge will be polluted. I had told you a story also about it, that businessman asking the Mahatma to come to his house and take food. That I have already told. So, on one hand, how it is coming down from the most ancient time. On the other hand, all the steps, how step by step it is coming from one famous rishi, renowned rishi, may not be famous, but the stature of the rishi is spoken of. They lived a very pure life. They preserved this knowledge for the eternity, for the next generation to come. And that knowledge in that pure form, they handed over to the next generation. Then again this next generation rishi, they had to purify their adhara before receiving this knowledge and then preserving this knowledge and making it acceptable to the next generation, he has to give it to the next generation. Like that, era after era has passed, and this knowledge is still flowing in its pristine purity. That is what the two Sampradaya shlokas mean. It is very important. We will often skip these shlokas, not understanding anything, saying that, oh, these are all Greek, Latin to us. No. Why they have given? The Upanishad is very brief. They have never spoken anything repeatedly. Wherever there is a repetition, whether there is a little more of number of words spent, sentences spent, it means the importance of those. So, two mantras are given to this Sampradaya. It is only to emphasize the Sampradaya, the importance of Sampradaya. In Kathopanishad I explained, Ascharya Bhakta Kushalosya Labdha. That listening to this knowledge is rare. There are very few people who listen to this knowledge and are able to listen to this knowledge. Those who listen to this knowledge, very few are able to understand. Those who understand, very few of them are able to fructify it, apply it in their life. And they are rarely, the rarest thing is somebody, a guru, who has been disciplined by his guru, is distributing the knowledge. See, there also the parampara is mentioned. Anushishta, the word comes because of that, who has followed the anushasana given by his guru. Kushalanushishta, who has been brought up by another Mahatma who is adept in bringing up disciple with the proper purity. So these are very important. You may not be liking to hear, but for a full pure sadhak, these are gems. Because a real sadhak of spirituality, he cannot but value the purity, give supreme value to purity. Desirelessness, straightforwardness, rijutva. So, then starts the story. Third one. Shaunako havai mahashalo.
Shaunako havai mahashalo.
Actually, it is mahashalaha angirasam. But because that A is dropped, it is mahashal, the visarga is dropped, mahashalongirasam. So I will speak it, I will pronounce it together. Shaunako havai mahashalongirasam.
Shaunako havai mahashalongirasam.
Vidhivadupasanna papracha.
Vidhivadupasanna papracha.
Vidhivadupasanna papracha.
Vidhivadupasanna papracha.
Kasminnu bhagavo vijñāte.
Kasminnu bhagavo vijñāte.
Sarvamidam vijñātam bhavatiti.
Sarvamidam vijñātam bhavatiti.
Kasminnu bhagavo vijñāte.
Kasminnu bhagavo vijñāte.
Sarvamidam vijñātam bhavatiti.
Sarvamidam vijñātam bhavatiti.
He says Shaunakaha. So here in this, Shaunaka is the Shishya and Angiras is the Guru. Just like in Kathopanishad, Nachiketa was the Shishya and Yamaraja was the Guru. Here, Yamaraja there was an imaginary personality. Why Yamaraja was taken? Because the question was about death. And for common people, Yamaraja is the Lord of Death. So he can know best about death. So anything about death, coming from the mouth of Yamaraja will be the most trustworthy. He is the Lord of Death. So Yamaraja was, or the Guru was given the name of Yamaraja, the position of Yamaraja there, because he is speaking about death. Here it is, Shaunakaha havai mahashalaha. See, these words are very important. The Upanishad will not just like that speak. Mahashalaha means grihastha, householder. Mahashalaha means a great householder, or the Shrestha householder. The more than great, Shrestha is the better word. Shaunaka was not an ordinary householder, given to mean ways, not given to the Vedic practices, or like Nachiketa's father, given the wrong things to the priest, distributing the wrong danas to the people. No, although he was also doing the most important yaga, Vishwajit yaga, very huge yaga he was performing. But at the same time, he was not a Shrestha householder. He was violating the Vedic prescriptions in his performance. That is why he was haunted by anger also. He cursed Nachiketa. He got very angry with Nachiketa, such a good boy, trying only to help him. So all these things we have to notice very well, otherwise we will miss what we have to do. So Shaunaka was a Mahashalaha, means a Shrestha householder. He came to Angiras. Angirasam upasannaha. He came near Angiras. How did he come? Vidhivad upasannaha. Vidhivad upasanna papracha. Each word is important. Vidhivad, saying only that much is enough. Vidhivad means as a disciple should approach the Guru for knowledge. He approached in that manner. That means what? With enough of humility, given his association the maximum value in life, more important than anything else he has received in life, and asking him with lot of humility, papracha, not that, oh, I know this, I know that, sir, tell me if you know anything about the Atma, tell me anything about the knowledge you know. No, it's not like that. No arrogance, no haughtiness. Not only that, no conceit also. No ahankara. You have to accept that I don't know anything. Only when we can say that we understand that I don't know anything, then only we can go to a Guru to receive the knowledge. Unless we have the faith that the Guru knows better than me, about myself also, about my future, my life, he knows better than me, he can guide me. Otherwise, how can he guide you? So this Vidhivat is very important. As in the Vedas it is written how to go to a Guru. It is there in Bhagavad Gita also. Through various words it is coming. Swamiji has already taught the second chapter he was taking. There it is. So, going with enough of humility and softness and flexibility and giving Angiras the value he has to be assigned, with that value, supreme value for the Guru Sangha. He approached him and he asked. What did he ask such a person? He asked, "Oh Bhagavo," that means, "Hey Bhagavan, oh great sir." It is like considering him as a God. Kasminnu vijñāte sarvamidam vijñātam bhavati iti. Iti means like this he asked. His question is, Kasminnu O Bhagavo, Kasminnu vijñāte sarvamidam vijñātam bhavati. By knowing which everything will become known. So this is a great question which has been put in Mundakopanishad through Shaunaka. Now, a householder, a Shrestha householder only can make such a question. Generally we go to a saint asking for so many things. If we are young, we look for name, fame, position, money and whatnot. Going to the Guru also, a proper job, then higher position, promotion, then marriage, children, so many things. If you have become old, if you have retired, then we go with the expectation something for the child or the grandson or the grandson or something like that. And if you are suffering from some economic problem, we ask for money or property or something or other. Or if we think that I have spent my life like this, now I want some Vedantic knowledge, so we will go for Vedantic knowledge, that I must get some knowledge from him. Many people listening to Swamiji or speaking to Swamiji, finally they land up in the ashram. And in the ashram, often they do not find enough time to spend with Swamiji because of so many things. When they arrive, there can be so many things happening. And they go back saying that it is better to speak to Swamiji on the phone than coming to the ashram. See, here we miss the value that is due to a saint. You are coming only for some prapti, with some desire that Swamiji will speak and I will listen. And those who come and get enough time from Swamiji also, they will sit before Swamiji and go on listening what Swamiji is speaking. They think they come to gain something, not to receive what Swamiji wants him to have. We have to think about all these things very subtly. The spiritual path is a subtle path. So, he did not ask for anything of the world. What does it mean? It means the Upanishad is trying to say that he had already outlived all the worldly desires. He did not have any further worldly desires. He had the only question that he knew that by knowing something, everything becomes known. So that truth is not available anywhere in the world. So he had come to Angiras for that. So he had a knowledge, rudimentary knowledge of the Shastras also. Otherwise he would not have asked such a question that by knowing what, everything will be known. That means by knowing something, everything will be known. Suppose you have made thousands of idols with clay. Now if you want to know the substance, if you know the clay, you know the substance. You don't have to break every idol to know the clay. It is in that sense that the whole universe, and here the clay is a material, but in this case that is not in the objective field at all. It is our own consciousness. Now what is this consciousness on which the whole world display is taking place? If we can know that consciousness, realize that consciousness, know it firsthand, discover it, then we will not have any further curiosity to know anything. We may learn this and that, it is okay, but no fundamental lack of fulfillment, because that is the source of knowledge, that is the source of ananda, that is the source of everything. So you become fulfilled. So he knew that if I could realize the truth, then that will fulfill me. And he wanted to have that fulfillment from Angiras. Nothing else, nothing other than that. No material want. No want for any panditya knowledge also, but to become fulfilled, which he had heard. By knowing the truth, it happens. So, are you able to compare the two situations? In Kathopanishad, Nachiketa was a young boy, 7 or 8 years old. But he had enough of sadhana chatushtaya, viveka, vairagya, shamadamadi, shadga sampatti, mumuksha, which makes a person a fit recipient of Brahmavidya. Now, when a young person comes to a guru and asks about the knowledge, will he immediately give it? Will he not see that whether what he is asking is too much for him. Should we not test him? The Guru will test him. Seeing him, he will have an idea that this is a bright boy, the brilliance is there, all this he will know. Even then, he will have to test. Without testing, he cannot give. Now, there, in contradiction, in contrast, they have presented the personality of Nachiketa's father also, who had done enough of ritualistic practices. But the purpose of the ritualistic part of the Veda is to generate enough of purity in the mind so that he can outlive all the desires and then go for knowledge. Now, if performing all the rituals a person is not able to get rid of the desires and is more and more trapped by greed and desires, then Brahmavidya is not for him. This is what Kathopanishad wanted to say. That there was a question in the beginning of Brahma Sutra that who, athato Brahma Jigyasa, who is fit for this Brahmavidya? Is it that who has performed all the rituals is fit for this knowledge? He says, no. All the rituals one can perform, but the point is not in the rituals, the point in the sadhana chatushtaya. Performing all the rituals, the person must become rich in sadhana chatushtaya. Then he is fit for Brahmavidya. So, whereas Nachiketa's father, doing all the rituals was not fit, Nachiketa, without doing any rituals, became fit for Brahmavidya, and Yamaraja certified him that more and more disciples like you, O Nachiketa, may come to us. Brahma sadhana is wide open before you. Simply walk in. These are the certificates given by Yamaraja himself. Why? On the basis of sadhana chatushtaya. I told earlier also, actually sadhana chatushtaya are qualities, but actually the knowledge is nothing but the maturated form of the sadhana chatushtaya. You go on enhancing sadhana chatushtaya. Viveka, Vairagya, Shadga Samadhamadi, Shadga Sampatti, Mumuksha. Go on enhancing. That itself is knowledge, maturing to be the knowledge. It's not that I have sadhana chatushtaya, now I will read the Upanishad and now I will become known. No, it is not step by step like that. It is the same path. The path itself becomes the goal. So that was Nachiketa's case. Now here what is happening? Here Shaunaka was a Shrestha householder. And who is a Shrestha householder? In our dharma, in our religious code, moral code, the 4 ashramas are specified according to the goal of life. The goal of life is Purushartha. Purushartha means the artha which has to be gained by Paurusha. Paurusha means our self-effort, self-will. Every human being is born with some power. He has to assert to win over the purpose. Now, these Purusharthas are called Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. Dharma comes first, where he has to understand the, we say, righteous way of living. It is not only righteous, it is to know the harmonious way of living. When we are in this world, we have to harmonious with all the family people, with all the entire society, all the human beings, with the cats, dogs and ants and insects, with the leaves and trees and rivers and sea and everything. Dharma is the fundamental law of harmony in nature. So learning to live dharma means we have to become absolutely in tune with the infinitude, in tune with nature. That is the first Purushartha, dharma, which we are supposed to learn in Gurukula. Staying with the Guru, in the association of the Guru, we have to learn how to be harmonious with entire nature. We have lost Gurukula, we have lost this learning also. That is why so much of clashes are there in the society. So once you have learning this, then you go for earning artha. That is, the four purusharthas are not separate from each other. They are all integrated whole. It is actually fourfold. You cannot earn flouting whatever you have learnt in dharma. Oh, I have learned where lies harmony, how to live in nature, how to look after the forest, how to be harmonious with the rivers and everything, look after nature, everything I have learned. Now I will earn and I will spoil the river, spoil the trees and everything. Just to get money we can do everything. It's not like that. You have to earn every bit of your artha by remaining walking on the path of dharma. The dharma you have learnt as the first lesson, as the plinth of the house. To build the palace, you have to make that plinth solid so that when you are earning also, everything should be according to the dharma. Now, after you have earned, then third one comes kama. Kama means desire. Many people say that, Swamiji, you are always saying desireless, desireless, desireless. Then what is this four purusharthas? Their kama is coming. Desire is there in the third purushartha. So our shastras do not tell us that right from the beginning you have to be desireless. They know that it is not possible for the 99.9999999% of the people. It's not possible. So what are they saying? They are saying by learning to live with dharma, earning and fulfilling your rightful desires, you should live such a life that you outlive the desires. Outlive, you understand? That is, whatever desires you have with your dharmically earned money or property, you fulfill your rightful desires, not taking away things from others, being greedy, overeating, and others are not given food, depriving others. No, everything is specified in our shastras how to live the householder life. So, if we live following that prescription, we will find that soon the desires are no more able to make us slave. We become master of the desires. We have to fulfill to a certain extent, but not to become slave to the desires in the process, slave to the objects in the process, not to become slave to the greed and ambition in the process, but to become master of the world in the process. That is, fulfilling the desires should be there to outlive the desires, outlive the clutch of the desires. We should become absolutely free. So then only dharma, artha, kama, you can go for moksha. The freedom comes through this. So when they are saying Shaunako havai mahashalaha Angirasam vidivadupasannah papracha, we have to have the full imagery, like a film. Try to imagine the Shaunaka, what kind of a life he lived and how he outlived everything, being a great householder, and how finally with barefoot in the forest, deep forest, he walks and comes and appears before a rishi who is sitting there, maybe with some dress or with no dress. Remain magna, remain completely drowned in his truth and doing something to disseminate the truth, nothing else. He has no other work than to disseminate the truth. So he is in fact waiting for such disciple to come and ask him this question, like Shaunaka. Angiras was waiting. We can easily understand that. Ramakrishna Deva used to go on the rooftop and he used to shout from there, where are the brahmacharis, where are the pure-hearted brahmacharis? You come to us. It is there in Taittiriya Upanishad also. This is the only craving of a person who has got this treasure. He wants to distribute it. Where are the receptacles where he will give it? May all come to him to receive that. That is his only prayer. So, when he asks such a question, Kasminnu Bhagavo Vijñate Sarvamidam Vijñatam Bhavatiti, Shaunaka, Angiras understands that he is a fit disciple and he is not young like Nachiketa. He has already lived his life. He underwent dharma, artha, kama, and now he has come for the knowledge, ultimate knowledge. So he straight away starts his discourse. There is no testing here. From the 4th verse onward, straight away knowledge. In Kathopanishad, I told you that one full half of the book is only testing. And then he says how to move, how to go here, how to go there. Mundakopanishad, that is why it is said that it is meant for the sannyasins. So no test is there. It is those who are shaven-headed. That means, like Shaunaka, they have outlived the so-called desires, worldliness and all. So they are fit to receive the ultimate knowledge. So right in the beginning, the 6th mantra of Mundakopanishad, I told you earlier also, I have explained that mantra in many occasions. That gives the highest truth, the gist of it. Now, this backdrop of each Upanishad is very important because it gives the meaning to the whole presentation. Can you show the first slide? Actually, what I wanted to speak today, we have to speak tomorrow, next day, but to some extent I will. See, it is called Anubandha Chatushtaya. Like Sadhana Chatushtaya, we have one Anubandha Chatushtaya. 4 aspects of a good scripture. Now, whenever I feel like speaking on these or presenting these, I have a fear because people would not like to hear about it. Oh, these are all shishi botol, glass pieces to chew. But we get so much of joy when we find the way our people have worked to give a cogent presentation for anything. That there are so many shastras, they have given some criteria for a shastra to become lovable for the people who appreciate this sadhana. There is a shloka, I don't remember now, where it says that in those days, sutra means aphoristic statements. That very small, like Brahma Sutra, Yoga Sutra, the 4 sutras, or a few more I have already taught. Yogaschitta vritti nirodha is the sutra. Atha yoganuशासनम is a sutra. Now these are all aphoristic statements. Like that in grammar also we have aphoristic statements like Patanjali Sutra, Maheshwara Sutra, all these things. Now it is said that our Pandits, the erudite scholars, if they could reduce one letter from a sutra, they would get the joy of Putra Mukha Darshana, of getting a son born to them. When a son born to your family, so much of joy, so much of celebration takes place. In their case, if they could reduce one letter from a sutra, that was the kind of joy they would get. Of course, they are expressing the joy was not like the birthdays observed today. They will not light lamp and cake and cutting cake and ha ha hoo. All those were not there. But they would shiver with joy if they could achieve such a feat. That reducing one letter without reducing anything from the meaning or the meaning carried by the sutra, if they could do, then they would have the joy of Putra Mukha Darshana is said there. So you can see that how much of value was assigned to this erudition. We cannot belittle this. Where from it is coming? If you could see their picture and all, they don't have enough clothes on their body. Very poor people living poverty. We have deliberately embraced poverty. But how much they are relishing in knowledge, this erudition. We should try to understand our culture, otherwise we will never know India, what it is. Vidyasagar, even in recent times, or Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in recent times, or earlier days, so many. Shankaracharya, Madhusudana Saraswati. To understand them, we have to appreciate this austerity, this erudition. Another, that also shloka I have forgotten. In the book of Sanskrit, right in the beginning, it is saying that how to pronounce a Sanskrit word. He is giving the example like a tigress carries the cub in her mouth. A tigress, and we can see the cat here, she also does like that. Tigress carrying the cub in her mouth. How is she holding? Not too loose that the cub will fall. If it is very loose, then the cub can fall anytime. And it will injure the cub. And also not too tight that the cub will die by the tightness of the grip. So the author says that the Sanskrit pronunciation has to be done in that manner. Not so loose that it will have no power at all, as all of us do generally. Always we are saying, with the body bent like this, neck going one side, and then, what is that? I have forgotten Vishnu Sahasranama also. Vishwam Vishnur Vashatkaro Bhutabhabhya Bhavat Prabhu. Not like this. It has to express the full power, what is the words for? They are for expression. Whatever it expresses, it has to have its full power, then only it will be effective. Otherwise, why pronounce them? Don't pronounce. At the same time, the pronunciation should not be harsh, so that the serenity of the expression will go. If the pronunciation is too harsh, then it will not carry out the serenity the Sanskrit chanting is supposed to spread all over. Often I am hurt by the chanting coming from the temple top through the huge loudspeaker in such a cacophonic voice. I don't know what people get out of it. Spoiling the whole, it's so harsh and piercing the early dawn serenity of the place. So, you can understand how beautifully they express. They have expressed this pronunciation that it is like holding the cub, with how much of affection the tigress holds the cub. How much of affection and thought. The whole tigress's mind is in the cub. It is holding. And holding not too tightly so that the cub will die, and not too loose that the cub will fall. That is the way we have to pronounce Sanskrit. I don't know whether you like to hear all these things, but we rejoice in these compositions. There are many. In the Sanskrit, there is a book by Sampadananda Mishra, Sanskrit, the wonder that is Sanskrit. He has a book on the Chandas also. We should read all these books to know what it is. Now, so this Anubandha Chatushtaya, which defines a good scripture, there are four. One is that subject, that means the Vishaya. What is the Vishaya of the scripture? In case of Vedantic scriptures, it will be Brahman and Atma. These are the subjects. And particularly identity of Brahman and Atma. Brahmatma ekatva bodha. Brahma, Atma, ekatva is the subject of discussion in any Vedantic scriptures. That whatever we feel that I am, that is nothing but the universal I, the Brahman. Paramatma, Brahman and I are the same. That is the subject matter. Then comes the purpose and benefits, prayojana. The second point is called prayojana. That means, why should I read the scripture? For what purpose? Now, the purpose is supreme knowledge, gaining supreme knowledge and bliss. Or you can say removal of ignorance, grief and fear. Either we want freedom from ignorance, that means knowledge, grief, that means freedom from grief means ananda, and freedom for fear means fearlessness. So these are what we want. Why should we read a Vedantic Shastra? This is the purpose, not to become a great Vedantic Pandit and get a Nobel Prize or get some accolade from here and there and give lectures. It is not to give lectures in different platforms. Not at all. Then the third comes the seeker's fitness. That is, if anybody is studying the Shastra and wanting this benefit, anybody can read the Shastra. But the problem is, when you want the purpose and the benefit to be fulfilled, that is, whatever the Shastras are promising, I also should get that. If you feel I also should get that, first of all you examine yourself. That do you have the sadhana chatushtaya? That is what it is. Seeker's fitness, or it is called adhikara. Adhikara means fitness, deservingness, that we have adhikara in this Shastra. That if you have, that is what Kathopanishad has already explained, that Nachiketa's father Vajashravas did not have the adhikara, whereas Nachiketa had the adhikara, because he had enough of sadhana chatushtaya. So, a seeker who is going to learn the Shastras, he must know what am I to get from here, and to get that, what am I to do? Where do I stand? How much can I expect, or how much I should not expect? Everything he should know. Then comes the fourth is correlation. It is called sambandha. So the four is Vishaya, Prayojana, Adhikara and Sambandha. Sambandha means correlation. That is, somebody is studying the Shastras, and from the Shastras he is supposed to get this. Suppose I am studying Vedanta, and from Vedanta I am supposed to have the knowledge of Atma or knowledge of Brahman. Now what is the relation between the Shastra and the Brahman? Those should be absolutely clear. Everything should be clear. So these four criteria, these four aspects of if they are clear in a Shastra, then we say that the Shastra is readable. It's a good Shastra and everything is clear there. See how much of specification they have done. It's not just whatever you feel like you write and you publish it and make it a bestseller and make money out of it and name, fame out of it. Scripture is not like that. So, in the second slide, I have shown that the backdrop. So, these four aspects, generally, the backdrop of each Shastra, each session or Brahmavidya session, the backdrop actually specifies these four conditions. That who is a fit seeker, what is it speaking about, who is a fit guru, who is a fit seeker, what can I expect from that. These are all very well expressed through stories, because we don't have to go into this detail, but the story, if I can understand, we will be able to understand what am I supposed to do. As in Kathopanishad, I was repeatedly explaining that the Nachiketa's qualities, how they are corresponding to the sadhana chatushtaya. Nachiketa's behavior. Unless those behaviors are spoken of, we will not know. Here also, who is Shaunaka? Shaunaka was a great householder. What is the meaning of a great householder or a Shrestha householder? He has followed all the Vedic injunctions in his dharma, artha, kama, and by that he has outlived all the kama, all the desires, and now he wants only the knowledge of the Absolute. And for that, he, with all humility, he has come to Angiras. So, it speaks about all the adhikara, everything. So, in Kathopanishad, Nachiketa was a young boy, but exemplary in fourfold qualities, that is sadhana chatushtaya. Teacher was Yamaraja, who was imaginary lord of death, because the question was on death. Then enquiry. Enquiry was about death. That is, actually, truly speaking, it is not death. It is something existing beyond the material ken. That the whole objective universe, material universe we see, is there any truth beyond that material ken, beyond that objective ken? That is the subject. That is the why death is coming in, because with death the body falls. So is there anything after death is the question. So after that I have given the two questions of Nachiketa. What is the inquiry on which Kathopanishad is based? The first question is 1.1.20. I have given the earlier 2 days also. What happens after the body dies, or what happens when the body falls? That was the first question of Nachiketa. Some people say something is there, some people say nothing is there. How am I to know? I would like to know the truth of it by remaining under your tutelage, O Yamaraja. That was the question. Now later on, as the story progresses, finally Nachiketa again reformulates his question that, O Yamaraja, if you know something like this, please tell me. What is that? Is there an absolute truth? And by definition, absolute truth means which transcends duality, causality and time. They are all interconnected, duality, causality, time. Absolute means it has to transcend these three. So these two questions are very specific. One is asking what happens when the body falls, but that by that he means that some reality beyond the physical body. Is there anything beyond the physical reality? It is not only physical body. Beyond the objective ken of the universe, is there anything? Yes, the subject is the reality, the consciousness. That is it. And is there anything absolute, an absolute truth transcending duality, causality and time? Yes. After 2 shlokas, Yamaraja gives him the answer. Yes, it is there. It is beyond time, beyond causality, beyond dharma, everything. And not only that, it is not caused by anything, it cannot cause also anything. So it is beyond causality. That which is beyond causality, that cannot even cause the universe. So then where from the universe has come? No, causality is not beyond that. Causality is within the universe. If you have to go to the absolute truth, you have to transcend causality. I will come to the next. The second backdrop is Mundakopanishad. Then I will discuss about this. I have given 6 or 8 backdrops. The second is Mundakopanishad. Third is Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. Fourth is Chandogya Upanishad. Fifth and sixth are from Srimad Bhagavatam. One is Parikshit, another is Uddhava. Then comes our favorite Bhagavad Gita, or we can go through our Ashtavakra or Yoga Vasishta Ramayana. All this can be done. But it is enough if we learn the situation in about 6 or so. That should be enough. This gives a full picture of the spiritual inquiry in different situations. In Rama's case, it was in the Ayodhya palace, in front of so many rishis, rajas, ministers and whatnot. In Shaunaka's case, it is in deep forest, sitting in front of Angiras alone. In case of Nachiketa, it is taking the curse of death from father, walking to Jamaraja. In case of Parikshit, it was waiting for the death which will come on 7th day and listening to the Bhagavatam directly from Shukamuni. Like that, each case is different, but they are all picturing the different aspects of this great spiritual culture and spiritual life of a seeker. Om Bhadram Karnebhi Shrunuyama Devaha.
Om Bhadram कर्णेभिः शृणुयाम देवाः
भद्रं पश्येमाक्षभिर्यजत्राः
भद्रं पश्येमाक्षभिर्यजत्राः
स्थिरैरङ्गैस्तुष्टुवांसस्तनूभिः
स्थिरैरङ्गैस्तुष्टुवांसस्तनूभिः
व्यशेम देवहितं यदायुः
व्यशेम देवहितं यदायुः
स्वस्ति न इन्द्रो वृद्धश्रवाः
स्वस्ति न इन्द्रो वृद्धश्रवाः
स्वस्ति नः पूषा विश्ववेदाः
स्वस्ति नः पूषा विश्ववेदाः
स्वस्ति नस्तार्क्ष्यो अरिष्टनेमिः
स्वस्ति नस्तार्क्ष्यो अरिष्टनेमिः
स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्दधातु
स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्दधातु
ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः
ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः
ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः
ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः